Where are you from?
Australia.
I see. How long you been practicing?
10 ปี
10 ปี
disciple of Prajan Kalyana. Prajan Ajananand.
I see.
And Prajan Dan, who just come from Watunyala.
I see. You came by yourself?
Yeah, I came with the son by myself.
I see. Is there anything you like to ask?
I'm having blockages in my meditation. I'm not sure what to do.
I think most problem arises from the lack of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the key for a successful meditation, because mindfulness is the factor that can rein in the mind, that can contain your thought. If you cannot contain your thinking, your thought, you cannot achieve samadhi. And if you cannot achieve samadhi, you will not experience the bliss that you will achieve from a mind that is at ease and peaceful. So what you have to do, or what you need to do at all times, from the time you get up to the time you sleep, is to develop mindfulness. Mindfulness can be developed in many different ways. The Buddha gave 40 subjects of meditation. These are subjects of establishing your mindfulness. For Thais, we like to use the name of the Buddha. So we recite mentally, Bhutto, Bhutto, at all times. This is just a ploy, a way of preventing the mind from thinking aimlessly. Normally we like to think aimlessly while we do things at the same time. Like when we brush our teeth or take a bath, we will think about some other things. This is considered having no mindfulness. The mind is not focused. The mind should be focused on only one subject, one object at a time. So if you use the body as your basis of your mindfulness, then you have to focus on the body's activity. Whatever the body is doing, you have to watch it all the time, not thinking about other things. Like when you're brushing your teeth, just watch your activity. Don't brush your teeth and think about other things. Just think about the action that you're doing at the moment. This is maintaining mindfulness. Because in order to bring the mind into samadhi, into calm, into bliss, you need to have the mind focus on one object. It shouldn't go to the past or to the future. It should always be here and now, at the present. So you can either use your body as your object of your mindfulness, or you can use some other object, or you can recite a mantra like the word Buddha, or a phrase if you like, Hare Krishna. Thai would like some Thai like to use the phrase Buddhaṃ Saranam Gacchāmi, Dhammāṃ Saranam Gacchāmi, Saṅghāṃ Saranam Gacchāmi. Just keep doing that, and not to think about anything, because your thinking will prevent you from achieving calm. And if you have no calm, your mind will be restless, agitated, and desiring. And when you have desiring, you will feel very uneasy, uncomfortable. So this is the main problem with most meditators. They lack mindfulness. So this is what you should try to do, is to develop mindfulness. And the most efficient way of developing mindfulness is to be alone. If you're living with other people, you will be distracted by their activities or by their engagement. They might talk to you, ask you questions, and your mind will then have to think about those things instead of focusing on the object of your mindfulness. But if you're alone by yourself, like if you stay in a temple, then you can have all the time, no distraction, to maintain mindfulness. And when you have good mindfulness, when you sit in meditation, your mind will enter into calm very easily, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, if your mindfulness is continuous. If you focus your mind on just one object, if you sit, you might use the breathing as your object of establishing your mindfulness. You can just keep focusing on your breathing. As long as you don't think about other things, very soon your mind will enter into calm very quickly.
How long should one keep a kamatan practice for before trying a different kamatan? Like, how long should one devote to a particular kamatan before one realizes that kamatan may not be suitable for that person?
Normally, the kamatana is not the problem. The problem is the mindfulness. See, the kamatana are like medicine. You have to know what's wrong with your body, right? When you got a headache, what do? You look for painkillers. If you got stomachache, you have to look for a different kind of medicine. So this kamatana are specific for a particular problem. For instance, if you have sexual desire, then you have to use asubha kamatana. If you have hate in you, then you have to use metta, compassion. It depends on the problem that you have at that particular moment. This is just to bring your mind back into normalcy. See, when you get mad, you cannot do anything. So you want to get rid of that madness, that anger. And the only way to get rid of anger is to forgive, to have compassion, to look at people as your brothers, your friend, not to look at them as your enemy. If you can look at people as your loved ones, then you can easily forgive and forget. Then you can come back to normalcy. You can stop your anger. Once you're back to normalcy, then you just use your personal kammatana, the one that you use basically at all times. If you use your body, you continue on to focus on your body. You only use different kammatana under different circumstances. If you're mad at someone, then you have to forgive them. If you have sexual desire, then you have to look at the asubha aspect of the body to get rid of the sexual desire. So this kammatana are only used when you have problems. They are like medicine to cure your particular illnesses. But when you have no illnesses, no problem, then you use your regular kammatana. If you use your body as your kammatana, then you keep watching your body at all times, whatever you do. If you use the parikrama, you use the mantra Bhutto, then you keep on repeating Bhutto, Bhutto. Basically, this is what you do. Or when you sit, if you use anapanasati, then you focus on your breathing.
In this day and age, Ajahn, there seems to be that a lot of people are suffering from fear, a lot of fear in the world. Do you have any thoughts about how people can deal with this fear so they can calm down?
Fear arises out of ignorance, lack of the right knowledge of the truth. See, we are afraid to lose things. We are afraid to lose our body because we are ignorant of the truth of the things and body. We don't see the impermanent nature of things. We don't see that everything rises and ceases. Nothing remains the same or remain forever. And we also don't know that who we are. That's the real problem. Our delusion make us think that the body is ourselves, when in fact the body is just another vehicle, or like a automobile, like a car that we use to take us from place to place. We are the driver. The problem is we don't know that we are the driver. We think we are the car. See, the driver doesn't die with the car. The mind doesn't die with the body. See, if you meditate, then you will. If you can enter into total calm, then you'll come to realize that there is a separate entity, which is the mind. See, when you meditate, and then when the mind comes into total concentration, it will temporarily let go of the body. The body will disappear from the mind's perception. So there's the mind by itself. Then you know, this is what happened when there is no body. So once you know this, then you're no longer afraid of death. You're no longer afraid of losing anything. It's your delusion that makes you think that you're losing everything. When everything in the first place, they don't belong to you in the first place. Everything belongs to this earth. We came and just used the body to acquire things. But when the body has to stop, when the body has to die, then we lose everything. So we're just like I just told the lay people just now, we're just like a movie goer. We go to a movie, we look at the movies. See, and we think we might have this and that from the movie. But when the movie is over, we got nothing. We leave the movie house with nothing. See, this earth is like a stage, a movie. And the mind just come and use the body as the instrument to experience this movie. Once the body that we use to experience the movie no longer exists, then we just have to leave the movie house, leave the theater, and go to a different theater, get a new body. So if you know the truth that we are not the body, and everything that we have here, it doesn't really belong to us. They are only temporary possession. Once you have the right attitude, right knowledge, then you can adjust your attitude accordingly. Like you don't own the sun, right? So you don't get mad when the sun drops, when the sun sets, right? You don't feel bad about the sunset because you know the sun doesn't belong to you. It's the same thing with the body and everything else that you have here. Your delusion make you think that everything belongs to you. Your body is you, yourself. So when you have to lose it, you think you are losing everything. You think you will disappear with the body. But that's not the truth. Because when you meditate, you don't have to use the body. Once the mind has entered into calm, it's separated from the body. And it actually becomes a lot happier than having the body. The body is really like a burden that you have to carry. It's like an automobile. It gives you benefit, but it also gives you cost. You have to pay for it. You have to take care of it. You have to buy gas. You have to wash, clean it, fix it when it needs repair.
Is it true that the heart is the greatest deceiver of all?
Heart.
The heart.
The heart. Well, the mind is the one. It's the same thing. It's not the deceiver. It's this delusion, the deceiver. The heart is just the one that is being deceived. See? The heart is being given the wrong information. The heart being told that the body is I, mine, myself. Everything that I have is mine, will be with me forever. Will give me happiness. This is wrong information. The Buddha said everything in this world is temporary. They don't belong to you permanently. One day you're gonna lose them all. So they cannot be true happiness. They actually are cause of your suffering, your fear.
Is there any time that one should give any license to a particular thought? So if thoughts are positive thoughts, or if there are thoughts of something in the mind saying to do something which is a wholesome act versus an unwholesome act, should one just note that thought and let it be, or should one actually, are there instances where someone should act on those thoughts? So for instance, if there is somebody who hears a voice to go into a room, and if they hadn't gone in that room, if they're a nurse, for instance, and they go into a room and if they hadn't gone in the room, a child may have died. Should they just be noting, this is this, and leaving it, just noting it as mindfully, or should they actually be acting on those voices or on those thoughts? So I guess the question is when should we give credence to the thoughts that arise rather than just noting them as thoughts?
Well, with things, there are two levels of reaction that you can take to a certain particular event. You can look at the absolute level in which it doesn't matter. Whatever you doesn't matter, because you might save the life of this child today, but he's gonna die a few days or a few years later anyway. So this is on the absolute sense. You don't have to do anything. But on the conventional sense, if you can help the child, do it. If you can prevent bad things from happening, do it. But don't be happy and don't be deluded that he's gonna be safe forever.
Sure.
He's just gonna be safe for the day. He might die tomorrow anyway. We're all gonna die one day or later, sooner or later. So if you want to be on the absolute plane of existence, then you just have to let go of everything. Doesn't matter. If you can do it, do it. If you cannot do it, doesn't matter.
And I just wanted to say personally, thank you for all your translations of Mahabuddha's talks. They've made a tremendous difference in my life, and they've tremendously helped me.
Okay. I'm very happy to hear that, because I'm not sure that whether what I did could do some good to anybody.
It just made a tremendous difference in my life.
Because I think Dr. Mahabuddha's teaching, especially the one that I translated, are specifically for practitioners, usually monks. So it might be a bit difficult for lay people to grasp or to understand.
Straight in my heart.
It's very good. Yeah. Okay. Just keep following his teaching. Okay. What you really need now is time to practice. Right now you don't have the ability to judge your thoughts, whether they are right or wrong. You might be able to judge a certain level, but deeper level you cannot judge. So it's better not to worry about this thing right now. Right now what you should do is try to get your samadhi going. Once you have samadhi, then you will get a better understanding of the truth, and then you can judge for yourself what you should do or what you shouldn't do. Then it has to come from your experience, from the mind that is peace and calm. A mind that is peaceful and calm is rational. It doesn't have the emotional side involved. So you can make the right decision, the proper decision. Okay?
Thanks,
All right.